If now the change is in Nigerian hand. 2027, you guys need to. Everybody needs to stand up and make the right choice. We're not going to tell people
Exactly.
who to choose. Not we're not partisan here, but I mean we can all see what's happening in Nigeria. So 2027, when we go into those ballot box, when we go into the electoral offices, let's make that change. Let's make the change. Bidding. So ASU
Yep.
will not have problems. Is that so? 2.3 billion has been paid to ASU
Says,
to clear all the factories.
says who? Says who? I grew up witnessing ASU's strike. Even I'm getting old now. ASU strike is still there. It's a
Yeah.
government thing. It's a system thing. As long as Nigerian government have refused to do things right, ASU strike will continue to be. Like Sir George said, I've said this time without number. We live in a country where we enable bad character, we enable evil character. Our society is a society
Mhm.
where it is easy to get things done in a wrong way than to get things done in the right
Yeah.
way. When you refuse
Mhm.
to pay the teachers, when you refuse to, appreciate them for a job well done, what you're telling them is to look
Mhm.
for another way to survive. And that's
Yeah.
exactly why we have problem in our institutions today. Do you understand? So
Okay.
ASU strike
Okay.
is not stopping anytime soon until we've
Mhm.
gotten that leader in this country, that president in this country, that will say, I want things to be done right in this country. Education is the first thing in this country, because why we are
Mm.
having problem in this part of the world is because our minds are corrupt. We don't have a good mindset. Do you
Okay.
understand?
Okay.
Until we start having a good mindset, until we start reasoning well, doing things well, it will never stop. So it depends on the leader of the country, the leader of the state, the president says it all. And if we keep getting the wrong people, as we start, we'll keep having problem. That's just it.
Yeah. Strong words there from BD. BD, thank you. Let me just say this as a point of news updates. I know you're not there. Now we're getting information that Tanzania. The problem in Africa is not only Nigeria, gentlemen. All parts of Africa is in turmoil. Now we're getting this update coming in that Tanzania has entered its third day of heavy protest, and that's because of that election that was disputed. So Tanzania is going through problems too. Cameroon, like you all know, we're coming to talk about Cameroon. Cameroon is having its own BD. I know you're following that update with Cameroon. So it's all of Africa, and
Yeah.
we don't know when all of this will stop. George, when will
I see,
Africa be at? Mhm. Go ahead, go ahead, BD. Go ahead.
I see, Africa will never be at peace until the young African stand up to unite to do the right thing. There's nothing like democracy in Africa. If you look around the world, Africa is only where you will find a man ruling a country for 10, 20, 30, over 30 years. It's only in Africa you can find that.
What
And we
about
claim we run
Russia?
a democracy
What about
system of government.
Russia?
There's nothing like a democracy system of government.
What
And that's
about
one of the
Russia?
things you're
Mhm.
seeing in Nigeria. We are running. Do you understand?
What,
No,
what about
take
Mhm.
Russia.
Russia?
Russia, how many? I know, yeah, Russia is one among the Western
Mhm.
world. Give me another country, and I will give you
China
10
too.
states.
China
China,
too.
It's only
China,
China
Russia,
China,
too.
and I'll give you 10
China,
China.
states, 10 countries
China.
in
China,
Africa. Yeah,
China.
China.
South Korea,
But
South Korea is
George,
good. Yeah,
the African
there are
zone,
few, but
the
in
African
Africa,
type is
in
more,
Africa,
more.
Hold on, allow her.
you
Mhm.
can
Allow
count
her to speak.
20. You can count
Mhm.
over 10 countries in Africa that has been holding their country down. Do you understand?
Yeah.
Now, it's
Mhm.
Tanzania own. It's even a woman. I used to say it, women are the ones. If a woman wants to do something good, she will overdo good. If a woman wants to do something
Yeah.
bad, she will overdo it. That's women. So
Mhm.
exactly what is happening in Cameroon is what is happening in Tanzania, and more is still going to join. It shows you that there's nothing like democracy in Africa. I'm telling you, and it is left for African young ones to come together, put their hands together, and agree. I'm telling you, that's the only way we can get it
Um,
right. But if you keep looking away, if you keep
Mhm.
waiting for that Messiah to come, I'm sorry, no Messiah is coming for you, Africa. You are the
Um,
Messiah for yourself. It's only when you're ready to stand up and take your country, your continent back, nothing will
Bidi,
happen.
Bidi,
Mm,
Bidi.
mm,
I
mm,
respectfully disagree with you
Yeah,
because democracy is democracy, whether in Africa,
it's okay.
whether in
It's
Russia,
okay.
whether in China, whether in India, whether any place. It is not perfect anywhere. It's not perfect in the United States of America. We have seen it happen. Okay. So, one thing about it is this: Africa Africa comes out in the news all the time because somebody like the president of Cameroon who refuses to die and refuses to to go and rest, and then you see some of the things happening, and that's the reason why some of these francophone countries are rising up and saying thus far no further. But there is no place you can say that democracy is 100%. No place. There is always a little bit of corruption somewhere. But, but we need to improve what is happening in our continent as Africa. We need to improve it. If we have to embrace democracy, then let's refine it, let's polish it, and let's make it better. That's all I can say. But as for this,
let's
it
find
happens all
it.
over the world. It happens all over the
Let's
world.
find it. Let's polish it.
Yeah,
Let's
you're
make it
right.
better. But to an
I
extent,
know it
not
happens
all over
all
the
just
world.
my concern is that my,
Most parts of Europe have their electoral system, their democratic system running very smooth.
You
Most
know the
parts of Europe,
reason?
so it's not
It's
all over the
easier.
world.
It's easier when you have a
Hmm.
parliamentary system. It's easier when you have a
Hmm.
parliamentary system. Where you
Hmm.
have most of
Hmm.
this corruption is where they are practicing what you call presidential executive system,
Hmm.
where
Okay,
all power is vested upon one individual. The
one
opposition
individual.
can only talk what they want and nothing happens. But in a parliamentary system where the government can be toppled when you start messing
Hmm.
up, it doesn't happen. You see things a little
Okay,
easier when it comes to
all right.
democratic process.
Anyway, Billy, let's take a break. Let's get a glass of water there. Our viewers, we tune into Friday edition of SSM International Update. Coming to talk about the royal home, the UK royal family, and all the playboy among them, and all they are doing behind curtains. So let's come back, gentlemen. Let's come back and we'll be able to see you. Thank you.
Looking for the right answers to hard and sometimes confusing global events? Look no further. SSM's team brings unique perspectives from across the globe. Our in-depth independent reporting is to make you better understand the world as we evolve.
A year ago, I wrote a book titled The Final Solution, and I was trying to say to the rest of the world that there are challenges ahead. Now, a prophecy did come, and that prophecy is coming to pass. But I'm telling you, the final solution has been found many years ago in the Bible, because the Bible simply says righteousness exalts a nation and sin is a reproach to the people. So I want you to know that you can get solutions to problems in Ukraine, in Russia, in Nigeria, indeed all parts of the world. We need that solution, and the solution is straightforward. Please get a copy of my book. It is the Final Solution by Bishop Shegun Johnson, and you can find it in Kindle, in Amazon. Just type Bishop Shegun Johnson, The Final Solution. It will come. It's very, very small book you can read within 2 hours, but it contains the final solution. Do get a copy. Not getting it is doing disservice to humanity. Don't forget the final solution.
Hi there, I'm Mary Keurig, and I am a businesswoman in the United States, but I'm also the Global Content Vice President for the Sub-Saharan Open University in Nigeria. I could not be prouder to work with Dr. Osita Anamika and his team on helping to create not just entrepreneurs and skill-based talent that will get out into the workforce and make a living for themselves, but also young leaders. And to that end, with this integrity-rich university environment that's accredited now, and it's just an amazing opportunity for anyone there of any age to jump on board and learn, we want to let you know about a new offering that we have. We have a global governance and diplomacy course now provided by a whole team of people that crosses several countries to put together these resources and lots of great information for those of you who might be on the path toward public service and diplomatic service, NGO leadership, that sort of thing. We hope that you will walk through this open door and enjoy.
In a world where news flies around every minute, you need the ability to relate and connect with what matters and stay up to date. Schengen Story Media News Echoes program is Africans in Diaspora and at Home's leading English news network, one of the most trusted, respected sources for news updates on current affairs as they affect global Africa.
Yes, welcome back. Welcome back to Friday edition of Global International News. BD, hope you're there. George, hope you're there. You're welcome back. Let's follow what's happening in UK, United Kingdom, Britain. One of the sons of the Queen, the late Queen, is called Andrew. Andrew has been stripped of his title as a prince, and he has been moved out of the royal lodge. Now, this is very, very humiliating. Let me start with BD. Andrew, he being the prince, he was also the prince of the Commonwealth, and Nigeria falls into that Commonwealth organization. Now, how do you people feel hearing that he's no more a prince and he's no more living in a royal house? BD, what have you done this story?
Honestly, when I read that news, I was surprised. I don't understand what is happening with these people. To this extent, this is a very big humiliation to a grown man. I'm just wondering how he will handling this. That's just my.
Oh dear. Okay, I think that's some technical faults there. George, we know the story goes back to all of that story of Epstein and Jeffrey Epstein. Yeah, go ahead. How do you see?
Well, what we heard is that the Duke of York now stripped of his prince title, packs his belongings at the Royal Lodge. The Grand Gates, once a symbol of his birthright, now mark the boundaries of a life he must leave behind. So a royal decree falls like a guillotine, severing Prince Andrew from his title and his home. The move from the Royal Lodge is more than an eviction. It is a banishment from the inner circle of the monarchy. So with the king's order, Andrew's royal status is formally dissolved. The forfeiture of his prince, title, and eviction from the Royal Lodge complete his fall from grace, exiling him from the heart of the institution. Now, from a personal standpoint, I am not happy with the royal decree. I am not happy. The reason being that every single individual that was involved in Epstein, whether true or not, many of them are walking free. I know that this is a stain, but I think this is going too far. It's going too far. He that is without sin, let them throw the first stone at this man. I know this is but what I think they should have done was what they did in the past. They could just, to strip him of his royal title and take him away from that place. I think they're going too far. In my own estimation,
All right.
that's my humble personal opinion. You know,
That's your own opinion. Okay. Anyway, the family of the young lady, that lady see there in the picture, the one he has his hands wrapped around, he actually denies all of this. Andrew says this picture was Photoshop, and that's him there. That's his hands wrapped around that girl. That girl is called Virginia Giuffre. Now, Virginia Giuffre is no more. Also, she has passed on. She was involved in. Yes, and even though some people are saying it's not suicide, but yeah, suicide. So much controversy around this whole thing. But George, the thing here again is that Andrew has not admitted to this whole story, and there are too many evidence linking him, too many everything, picture, videos, so many, and he not owning up, coming out to even apologize or to people and say, okay, this was in his young days, he's sorry. I mean, that could have probably changed this story now, but he has kept to his statement that it's not him.
Has Trump admitted to any of his mess that he did?
Okay,
all the rumors about President Trump, did he not elect? Was he not elected the president of the United States of America and still today being the president? Has he admitted to any of the things we heard?
But the British people have a different style. These are people that have come off age.
They've gone too far. They've gone too far.
No, George. I think it's good. This serves to all royal home, all the royalties. I mean, you need to checkmate people. People can't behave anyhow because they are.
Listen, there are ways of punishing somebody or having them to go through the pain of maybe misbehavior or whatever the case might be. But the fact is that I believe there are too many scandals with the royal family, and that's the reason why they're trying to save face. Are they making him an scapegoat? Look at one of the sons of the king. Is he in good terms with the king? Did he not come out and say a lot of things against the royal family? So I mean, I think
Harry. You're talking of Harry.
Listen to me. They are not angels. They are not God. They are humans. They are subject to.
But they also, when they are excesses, they should be checked. BD, go ahead. You were talking when your network, you had that.
Yeah, what I was saying is that I wonder how he will take that action. Do you understand? Now, dethroning him and stripping him the princeship is the one that I'm actually so concerned about. Like, story has it that him himself, he has not been fair to the throne. His statements, the slander, that it's too much. So that's why I said I feel for him, but I want to read from him. I've not actually read from him. I want to hear where he's coming from. But it's what it is. It's what it is. It's the kingdom. Like Sir George, I had him saying as I'm coming in that they are human beings.
Yes.
Anybody can make mistakes. So it's that.
I know that to whom much is given, much is also required.
I can't. I feel for him.
I mean, these things happened when he was much younger. Okay, it's not like okay, well, because a lot of times, look at what's happening between Prince Williams and his younger brother. Look at what is going on. You see, sometimes when you are in that royal family and somebody is having the crown, it's almost like you are still bound by all these restrictions, and you can't even be human. I mean, I can understand, that this man did something wrong. I believe he was guilty, but to strip him of his royal and chase him away from the king, I think it was too much. I believe it was too much.
Provisions were made for him. Provisions were made for him to go to another apartment, but even though it's of a lesser prestige, but he has not like he was left in the dark and left in the street.
The point about it is the man can never be poor. He can never be poor.
That title is stripping him of that title is everything. You can give him everything, but that title, stripping of that title is everything. I'm telling you.
But like you said, he's still the son of the royal home, and allowances, something still comes to him, even though he has been stripped off of style and picking up a big house, but he's gone to another cottage. Beautiful place too, big place. But I mean, this is what it is. So, because this is it. Buckingham Palace says the King Charles, has initiated the formal process of making his brother to be known only as Andrew Morton Winson. Andrew, he's no more called Andrew, Prince Andrew, or Andrew
the reason why I'm saying what I'm saying is this: we are sons, we are royal priesthood, we are sons and daughters of God. When you belong to Almighty God, okay. So God also frowns when we do things wrong, but He's tendered with mercy. He's tendered with mercy. So the point I'm making is this: the royal crown, the royal justice ought to be tendered with a little mercy.
Thank you.
It's not as I don't like that. I personally don't like
that. That's you, George. Your personal view. Gentlemen, let's continue to appreciate our viewers that are making comments. They're part of us too. Ifunaya, am I correct? Ifunaya Amaka is still on with us. Ifunaya says, I think he wants to say BD. BD is right. The longest serving president is Teodoro Obiang Nguema Obiang. Yes, that's the Equatorial Guinea president. That's true. I mean, Africa has too many of those old people. They've been there for years and years, and now wow, they will say. All right, guys, let's move on to other stories. George, we heard other things happening. There's something we're going to both discuss before we come to the story, to this story. But let's talk about Ethiopia. Ethiopia says they slashed foreign debt by 80% and declared that the country is growing without loan. The country of Ethiopia is growing without loan. Ethiopia, like we all know, is that very beautiful country. We call it the Horn of Africa. And actually, in 2023, I know Ethiopia was really down on foreign debt, was almost $23 billion. But today, the Prime Minister Abiy Ahmed has announced that the country's foreign debt has dropped and that things look like it's taking shape. Gentlemen, let's talk about Ethiopia. George, what do you know about this story? Ethiopia is doing it without borrowing money. Nigeria can do it too if we serious.
Well, they're saying that that Ethiopia has achieved a massive 80% reduction in foreign debt burden, a monumental financial reset. Actually, the nation is now championing a new economic philosophy of growth. Okay, of growth. They're championing it. So a philosophy of growth without loans, vowing to forward development through internal means. The bold declaration signals a strategic pivot over the from dependency on foreign lending and towards a model of self-reliant expansion. Now, the question you're going to ask yourself is this: if Ethiopia is doing this, last month we saw that there was another loan request sent to the House for approval. Now we also reading that 2-point-something billion. The president is requesting 2-point-something billion. From a loan. From foreign government or foreign banks. So what we're asking ourselves is this: when are we going to actually achieve our own loan reduction and start dealing from internal? Because as the giant of Africa, we ought to be loan free. We have more than enough resources to manage our affairs very well. So let us look and copy Ethiopia so that we can stop, because most of the money that we are actually budgeting is to service these loans that we're taking from the foreign firms. So we need to do something better than what we're doing.
BD, so Ethiopia has done this. Nigeria can do it. Yes, we can. We can self-generate our own fund, self-improve our system, our economic system, and move on like Ethiopia says it's done.
Of course, Of course, we have the capacity to do it, even doing more than Ethiopia. This Ethiopia we are talking about now, few years ago, had a lot of loans hanging on their neck, but they came up and made the decision that enough. Do you understand? Enough that we no longer want this thing. The Ethiopian Prime Minister Aloy Abe, who announced on October that the country's foreign debt has dramatically reduced. They actually said it has reduced from 23 billion naira to 4.5 billion. Do you understand? Within a period of few months. It is an intentional thing. They plan it and they are doing it and they are succeeding. And when you look at what is happening mostly in Africa, it is very, very, very easy for Africans to do it because this country that are giving us this loan, they are using our money to give us this loan. They come, they collect our money, they refine it, they give it to us as loan. So we can actually do it if we put our hands together. But the problem is that we have refused to come together to put our hands together. So we can do it if we want. Congratulations to Ethiopia. Yeah.
Well, based on Renew Hope agenda, we're seeing that inflation is falling is coming down in Nigeria. As much as it's not trickled down to the bottom. Yeah, well, I mean, listen, whether we like it or not, things are getting better now than what it was originally. And we cannot blame the current government completely because they inherited a very devastated, economy from a sleeping ex-president. He was sleeping while he was ruling. So I mean, what we can accuse this current government about is acting without planning. But as for there are so many plans that they have put in place that is stabilizing our economy. It's not good. It doesn't look good. People are still suffering. People are still dying in our country. But I think that is a positive trajectory that is moving out towards something that is better than what it was before.
Okay. Thank you very much, George. Thank you, BD. BD, let's
I will agree with you because he said
so go ahead.
Yes,
I said I will agree with Sir George based on its looking. Based on its looking, because Nigerians are not feeling it. And for someone like me, I'm still watching until I start feeling that. I'm not just saying personally, until I start seeing that Nigerians are beginning to feel this good effect or this renewed hope they are promising us. But as it stands now, Nigerians are not feeling it. So I will not say it's working. Now, telling me that we will not blame the present government, I will totally disagree with you because the present government was part of the government of Buhari administration that everybody is blaming. And all the people that's in power now, let's take a look at them. They've been in power for years. So I blame them. Do you understand? Until when you face off these people that are in power, bring in a new young Nigerians, and you say you can't blame them, I agree with you. But as of now, I am blaming them, and I'll still blame them tomorrow, and I'll still blame them next tomorrow and next year to come, until things get a drastic change in this country. Yes.
Bola Ahmed Tinubu was not the decision maker for 8 years of Buhari's government. He was not. Buhari did what he wanted to do, which was nothing.
It's okay. I agree with you.
Unfortunately.
All right, gentlemen. Let's use the little time we have to talk about something they are bringing out to the fore in Nigeria. A woman came out yesterday and said the gambling addiction in Nigeria is now a mental, now causing mental disorder. It's not an issue. She says, like people will want to get addicted to cigarettes or tobacco or anything. This is how gambling has become in Nigeria. BD, let me start with you. The woman there is called Pamela Udoka. Udoka says she's a clinical psychologist. She's warning that gambling is becoming an addiction that leads to a lot of things too, like social pressures and highs and stress. Is it true? Are Nigerians gambling their lives away? What is the cause? Let's hear from you.
But it is totally true. It is 280% true what she said. And Nigerian government are doing it intentionally. If this thing now, this topic, we treated it early last year, early 2024, if you know the number of um what is it? One number of certificates for gambling Nigerian government has given out just within the space of 5
Certificate
years,
for
then
gambling.
you cry for Nigerian government. You cry for Nigerians. If you know it, they are opening new gambling offices, new gambling outlets in Nigeria. Companies are folding up, and people are opening gambling joints, gambling outlets. When you go there every day in the morning, you see our young people sleeping there. They will gamble out their lives. Some will sell their phones. Some will. There was one I was working one day. There was problem. I stopped by to check. A guy sold his jean, his shirt, and it's still owing. The other guy was saying that he must bring out his boxers. That's how bad it is. Go to all these gambling outlets, you see them. It is very common in Nigeria today. Last 3 years, a man gave up his own daughter. Do you understand? Use the own daughter to bet. It's very common in Nigeria now. And they have made it that Nigerians now believe so much in it. You know, you have like 500 people gamble for 1 year, and within that 1 year they will now give one person 1 million. Now igniting the hope of others. Let me keep gambling, I will win one day. You see that thing? It is a systematic approach they are using to hold Nigerians down. It has destroyed our young people. It is a stigma. It is a very big problem, but a lot of people are not saying it.
We can't blame the government for everything. People have choices. You are created as a free moral agent to use your own volition of choice. What are you talking?
I totally disagree to that.
No. So wait a minute. I live in Canada. I've lived in the US. I lived around the world. Gambling is all over the place. I have friends personally right now that are Nigerians that have been gambling, and I met some of them that have gone, from the mountain to the valley. So it is I personally, sometimes I have gone there with them, but I don't do anything because I know that this thing can actually take over your mind. So what we're talking about, that Nigeria has officially classified gambling addiction as a mental health disorder. It is all over the world. There's no country you will go to, except maybe some of these Arabian countries or Muslim countries, where you will not see it. Here in Canada, we have a lot of gambling depots where you can go play with all kinds of jackpots or whatever the case might be. So let's stop blaming the government for everything. People still have their own decision to make. You can decide to go and jump off the river, or jump off the bridge. You're gonna blame the government for your decision to kill yourself? Come on now. People still
Okay,
have
but in Udoka's case, Udoka is not blaming the government. Udoka is only bringing it to light that this thing is
bringing
now.
it to light that yes, it's a mental health disorder.
Mhm.
It's a stronghold. It's a stronghold. You cannot blame the government for everything.
Now,
Yes,
I like you said. I like you noted some countries where you might not see the gambling. I agree with you. Yes, you cannot blame government in everything, but let me tell you how you blame government. In UK, in US, in all these countries you mentioned, that gambling is a normal thing, it's your choice. Those countries, they already have a stable system. Do you understand? They have a good education. This is a country where how many Nigerians have a good education? How many of Nigeria have a regulating body? Even in those countries you see, they have regulatory body that regulate them. In Nigeria here, we don't have good education. People can't even make good decision on themselves. We don't have good regulatory bodies. People just come and do anything and get away. Now, if you know you have a country like that, there are things you don't allow to come into your country.
George,
because you know it will
get what she's saying.
one of those things
Get what
we
she's
do
saying.
in Nigeria.
Listen, I hear her.
People are not mentally strong to make a healthy decision for themselves. Why would you allow gambling in our country like that? People are gambling away their lives.
Whether you officially allow it or not. In 1999, I came back to Nigeria. In Ikeja, I was taken to a gambling depot. It was there. It's been there for many, many years. So all I'm telling you is, let's take responsibility to our own choices. Let's be accountable to ourselves. Not everybody, you have millions of Nigerians out there. So you have a handful of people that are addicted to gambling. They have it here. I know a young man who borrowed money from me that they were about to, take away his home. And I loaned him $1,500. And when I loaned him that money, because he said the following week he was going to get a pay, $5,000 pay. Do you know what happened? I loaned him the money. Guess what? The following week, he got $5,000, like he told
What
me.
happened?
No, watch this now. Now, he told me to come and collect my money. I delayed 30 minutes in traffic because traffic was heavy. He left, he went to the gambling depot and wasted that money that night and ran away from me for 6 months. I have to trace him down. I had somebody to go and hijack his car. They parked across. They took cars and parked in front and in back. I waited until he showed up. So it's all over. And this person is from Nigeria. An Igbo man. An Igbo man.
Look, that 30 minutes you delay, you just snapped.
As a matter of fact,
Who took your money away?
It's from your village. The person is from my village. For me to say,
This is interesting. But anyway, we need to also tell our fellow brothers and sisters in Nigeria. We need to let them know that
in Nigeria too. Women.
Yeah, they say it's now an epidemic. I mean, everybody's doing it. Young, old, school children, adults, everybody. So, but we need to tell them too, because like Bidi said, what I'm taking in from Bidi's speech, George, is Nigeria is not, is still a very fragile state. Things are not regulated. For example, we know of the Binance guy came, did his baga, took people's money away. So people might just be doing this and losing out, and eventually it affects their health, their life.
Where I will join with Bidi, where I will agree with Bidi in the aspect of people are desperate.
Okay.
They want a financial breakthrough, and this is one way they feel like they might be able to get it. Taking chances because of what is going on, the financial difficulties and economic difficulties in Nigeria. I will agree with you there that people are desperate and they do desperate things. I agree.
That's cool.
But we cannot blame the government. It's still on the individual choices. Yes, I go with them. You know what they do? Let me tell you what they do sometimes.
They should stop giving gambling certificates. Government should stop giving gambling certificate out to people.
Well, now that it's coming out that we need to break the stigma, and pave the way for better access to professional help and support those struggling with it to deliver them from their own mess, because they are a royal mess.
All right, gentlemen, let's go. We've done our minutes. We've done our time. Thank you very much. But we'll go. Let's have those words for the weekend. Bidi, tell what's your last word for today to the viewers. Right.
Well, my word is to Nigerians. My word to Nigerians is that be nice to people around you and be watchful for people around you. Most people cannot watch themselves. More especially in Nigeria now, our children are no longer safe. Our young girls, our young boys, and the problem is that they are being abused by the men and women who are supposed to protect them. Please watch out for our young children. They are no longer safe around us.
Oh, this one is another. This is very pathetic. George, go ahead.
Well, like I always said, I pray for the country that I'm living in, the country of Canada. I pray for the leadership. I pray for my own home country, my beloved Nigerian, for the federal government of Nigeria, starting from Bola Ahmed Tinubu. Sir, I am praying for you that God will continue to grant you the wisdom and the strength and the boldness to take the mantle, to take the bull by the horn and take us to that paradise where we are supposed to be. And I pray all the way to all, allow me to pray now. So I'm praying for
Right.
peace in Nigeria, that our country will become that we want. We want to come
be-
back home and help
Yes.
you and make it a conducive environment for such. Doctors are running, engineers are running, architects are running. We want to run back home. Home is still home. Bola Ahmed Tinubu, Asiwaju, I'm praying for you and your family, for your safety, and for the wisdom of God to continue to guide you and lead you and direct you. In Jesus'
Thank
name.
you. Amen. That's Pastor George Chuku. All right, guys. Thank you so much. Viewers, thank you for tuning in. It's been wonderful here with the stories and all the updates, and George's story too. Well, we'll come again on Monday between the lines 8 o'clock Nigerian time. Between the line 8 o'clock Nigerian time. So we see you Monday. Thank you. Have a beautiful weekend.
Monday is
God
not
bless
8
you all.
o'clock Nigerian time, is
Oh,
it?
sorry. 7 o'clock Nigerian time. I mean,
Monday.
7 o'clock Nigerian time. Yes,
That's
Monday.
right.
7 o'clock Nigerian time. All right, then. So, bye bye, BD. BD, thank you very much. Thank you for coming.
Thank you for your presence.